Hello and welcome to Rotted Reviews, and today I'm going to be reviewing a movie that is coming out tomorrow on the Troma Now app, the 2021 film Carnal Monsters. Alright, so I've been struggling with how to review this movie. I'm going to be honest. I was approached with the screener link, and I made sure that I kind of covered the bases of what I typically talk about in terms of I don't promise a good review, only an honest one, as well as also mentioning my track record with Troma and Troma-esque films is not the greatest. Nevertheless, the offer stood, and off I went. So trying to wrap my head around what to say about this particular movie after having watched it, I think I just need to kind of clarify some points by saying something that I never thought I would actually say on this channel. I love trash and I love boobs. I do love trash. And that was honestly one of the reasons that I made this channel, is because I feel like certain types of movies do need to be evaluated, honestly. I mean, I love movies such as 𝗘𝗾𝗵𝗺𝗺𝗀𝗀 Massacre 3, which was, designed to be a comedy. But movies such as Dead Squad, Temple of the Undead. I even got some chuckles out of Amityville Vibrator. I've subjected close friends and loved ones to films like Helen Keller versus Nightwolves. This is stuff that is kind of, in my heart. And I try to review it fairly honestly, very objectively, and really kind of break down what works, what doesn't, and why. At the same time, I also try to not give things a free pass just out of fandom. So I have been kind of struggling with what to really say about this movie. The best way I can really put it is to kind of address things generally, and it's one of those things where these same words are going to be taken by different people in very different ways. So your mileage may vary, but here you go. This movie is kind of a loose, structured plot of barely coherent narrative that is either blood and or boobs, or leading up to a scene with blood and or boobs, until the end credits roll. Written and directed by Joe Cash, this movie has kind of a loose plot point of a mad scientist that creates a compound that prevents people from dying and so on and so forth. It honestly doesn't make a whole lot of sense because it only kind of verbally addresses it through some interview camera work with Lloyd Kaufman, and after that it kind of just ditches it for having a bunch of girls running around in some sort of mayhem. Filmed and produced in the UK, this is mostly set against a backdrop of some decayed buildings and abandoned factories, that kind of thing. So it's honestly just me kind of worrying about these girls winding up getting MRSA or tetanus. But interspersed throughout this is just kind of a host of oddities. We have a news anchor that kind of pops up here and there to report on Tromaville stuff, and then dance around topless to heavy metal music for literally just a shade under 4 minutes. And then we're back to the dilapidated buildings, girls running around, no real dialogue to speak of, but there's just a whole lot of exasperated, panicked, talking over each other, and a lot of it.
Never ever went, even though he was the one that probably did it. Oh, I do like go to it. I've never been. Guys. No, we can wake up. They cannot wake up. Just unconscious. What do we need to bring our ambulance or something? Come on, come on now. Whoa! They were talking about fucking barbed wire and being killed in there. She doesn't believe when I say they were psychopaths.
So this movie has a grand total runtime of about 66 minutes, and that's including the 14 minutes of end credits, so we probably are only left with about 40-45 minutes of actual content. And once we strip away the weird interjected scenes of Lloyd Kaufman and the newscaster and such, it's probably only looking at about 20 to 25 minutes of a loose plot structure. And that kind of tracks, because I actually did manage to find a copy of the script. Here it is. So I really have nothing against Troma inherently, or Troma fans. If this is your kind of thing, then that's awesome. But for me, I like a little bit more coherency in my films. So it's one of those situations where even though I didn't really enjoy this one and I'm going to score it honestly, I do have to try and find an audience for it, and I think that it's already there. If you are the kind of person, and no judgment, I'm not here to yuck anybody's yum, but if you are the kind of person, hats off to you, that is already subscribed to Troma Now, you are probably really going to enjoy this movie, and you should absolutely kick it on. For anybody else, I really kind of, this is a little bit of a, not necessarily warning, but, well, it's a warning. This is very much a Troma film for Troma fans, and in that, I think it succeeds wildly. So thank you so much for them reaching out to me and providing me with the screener link. I'm sorry I wasn't able to give it a bit of higher praise than I have. But I hope you enjoyed this video nonetheless, and please take care of yourselves. Remember, next time you want to watch a horror movie, first make sure that it's good and rotted.